All right, so let's walk through how to do a ChatGPT target audience research. What this is going to do, it's going to give you an output that you can use as kind of your baseline. Do not, and I cannot stress this enough, do not take this outline and run off and not do any validation. And what I mean by that is you need to go to the websites, the places to start reading and learning about these customers that ChatGPT is going to help you create. This is going to help you accelerate so that you have a better frame of what you want to, how you want to approach this and do the rest of it yourself. And I'm going to show you how cool this output ends up being. So we're going to start off with just some basic, and I'm going to use the free version of ChatGPT. And I'm going to show you the output that we get. So we start off with forget all previous roles, give it some context, tell it what it does, and then tell it to respond with OK. Then we're going to do this prompt. And it's just saying what the role is, giving some information to ChatGPT. And we're actually going to remove some of this. So we're not going to say oh, right here. We're just going to put this. I'm this and I do this. And I already have a version of that written up here. This. Right. So I've already been revising based on the outputs. And so I've tested this a couple of times. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to delete that because what we want is this. Quality content, type of people that I want to work with, yada, yada, yada. Then we're going to do this. And then we're going to say, okay. And then right here, we're going to ask ChatGPT to help us out a bit. Okay. Now, the good news, if you do this right, then the answers should be pretty consistent. Okay. So then we're going to go perfect. Let's go with. We're going to come in here and we're going to do this. And then we're going to take the ones that we want to include. So we're going to do service based businesses. We want to include no, we don't want to do creative professionals. We want to do startups. You know what? Let's just do industries with high competition and complex solutions. Now, I'm picking these because I have a good idea of what I'm looking for when I talk to people. These are the two industries that I tell people that I work best with. Service-based businesses, professional service-based businesses, and I think other services provide a subject credibility. Yeah, so it understands when I said service-based, it's talking about professional service. And then industries with high competition, and then like complex solutions are kind of what I tell people when I'm really saying this is what I do. So if you understand, please respond with an updated summary. So I want to make sure that it's like, yeah, I do get it, right? Businesses that include consultants, blah, blah, blah. They recognize the importance of the consultants' content marketing differentiate themselves. This market is willing to invest in services. Okay, perfect. So now we've got some context. Now we want to go here. This is perfect. This is about what I have come to the conclusion is about 25 to 55. That's pretty fair. Income varies, but often falls in the middle to high income brackets. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with the idea of middle to high income. Bachelor's degree or higher, consultants, agency owners, professionals in specialized fields such as technology, finance, healthcare, and marketing. This is not very specific, but that's okay because I already know that. I already know that these are pretty much the customers that we're looking for. If I wanted to, I could tell ChatGPT to expand on the occupations, like give me some examples of businesses in specialized fields such as technology. Like give me some examples of what those specialized fields are. We're not going to do that in this one. We're going to continue just so you can see how this works. So next we're going to go in and we're going to say, okay, now give me some context about this. And then it should give you, yep. Now we want to give it this one. And so essentially we're going to go straight down the line and we're going to enter in the prompts that are on the worksheet, and it's doing the research essentially and giving you the responses. The reason why we can't just take this and run with it is because these are giving you answers based on information that ChatGPT already has. And so it understands that these are things that have been addressed somewhere online, right? And so we're leveraging the fact that these answers, these questions have already been asked somewhere. We want to leverage that and get that information sent to us, right? And some of this is like, yeah, I know that, right? And as we're going through this, we would want to be paying a little bit more attention as to what it's giving us. But like this one right here, imposter syndrome, I know that that's a big thing, right? And so when it says stuff like imposter syndrome, I'm like, okay, I can get on board with that, right? And so I have a pretty good understanding that you at least are on the right track, okay? And then I think we're getting close to the last ones here. So we're going to take that one and put this in here. Sounds good. Case studies and Facebook groups, Twitter, LinkedIn. So it's giving us, I know that these are pretty accurate. Some other outputs that I got that I don't see in here in the past was like YouTube. So that's interesting that that's not in this output. And then right here, please create. And then it's going to give us this information. Okay. So now what this is pretty close to. Now that, and I'm going to try this. This wasn't included in the sheet. You now have a buyer persona, but I'm interested in what it would do. Now that we have all the research about the ideal customer, use the information to create a buyer persona. Let's see if this is something that we want to add. Okay, look at that. Bam. That's interesting. So this is the general information about the customers. This down here is the information more specific, right? Now create a buyer persona for the opposite gender. There we go. I'm not loving this buyer persona. It did something interesting. It's the founder and CEO of her financial firm. I don't know. I don't know if that's accurate, but it's close enough, right? And the fact that it's a financial consulting firm, I know that I target consultants. So this is good enough. And right here, busy lifestyle, balanced clients meeting, financial analysis, right? She's still doing the work. And it's not, and I don't see that in here yet, but what that also means is that her business is big enough that she has a team, but also small enough that sometimes she still has to get in and get her hands dirty. And that's really the type of business that I work the best with, right? I want to work with someone that is still a practitioner, instead of somebody that is so far removed from the work that they don't really work with clients that much anymore, right? So I know that this is pretty good. It will take me going out and doing some validation, meeting with people, talking to people that I think fits this Emily profile, but it's solid. Okay. So go through, do this for yourself. I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this to the sheet so you can do that process. We can do optional step. I think this is valuable. Okay. Now that we have this information, customer use the information, and then we'll do next. Next. And I will include this one, right? Not that you need the response for this, created by our persona for the opposite gender, but if we're being, consistent with how we go about this, then we want to include this information too. Let's do that. Okay, cool. Some stuff that I've not really done a lot with yet, and I'm still working on, is right here. So we might say, okay, now let's take this and do that. Let's see what happens. These are pretty good. Right here. I know this is a question. I'm concerned about long-term commitment. I don't want to be locked into working with you for a year. I'm not sure the service will deliver the road. We understand. We, reports, analytics, performance service. Usually, we offer satisfaction guarantee. Blah blah blah. Right. So these are good. These are good. Let's try one more. I've not played around with these too much. Around creating a show for the business. Okay. So let's see what it gives us. Behind the scenes, planning show concepts. Okay, these would be good. Lights, camera, action, mastering video production techniques, equipment essentials, setting up your studio, how to write captivating scripts for your show, choosing the perfect show host, key considerations, building high promotional strategies for your show. Like these are solid. Reflecting on your journey, celebrating milestones and achievements, showcasing your brand. These are not exactly what I want to do, and like the way that I go about, but I can use this prompt as a foundation and start tweaking it so I can get better. That end piece of creating a show is not specific enough. And so ChatGPT is like, I give you these, right? But these are still solid. Like this right here, monetization methods, turning your show into a revenue stream. That's a good video, right? So take these, use these to the best of your ability, and test them out. And let me know what you find and how you'd like to see some adjustments. And we'll continue to play with these so that we can come up with even better prompts in the future. So outside of that, stay out here, one of y'all.